Today we take a look at Applied Energistics storage. Welcome friends to a new episode of Feed the Beast Ultimate Reloaded. Today we're going to be talking about storage and all of these other cool things that we have going on. Last episode or two we talked about us making huge changes over here, and I still have yet to tear down these alvearies and move them, which I should do. It's just there's a ton of stuff in these, and I've done so much moving of stuff that I'm a little bit lazy about it, but that's fine. I need to change these lights out and put in some arcane lamps as well. We just haven't got to it yet. We'll get there. We will get there. Today we're going to slow down a little bit, and I know in the last episode we were going to talk about all of this stuff, but we're not going to talk about any of it. Actually, we're going to talk about storage. Yeah, storage. I've been struggling with storage, and the reason being is I don't know exactly how I want to lay it out. I don't like the way this looks. I think it looks crappy. Some of you guys might love this, but I don't think it's good. And it's going to require me to put in a whole bunch of ME interfaces and pipes, and I just don't like the way it looks. Mainly because there's a few of these. So some of the stuff only has like the ore and the dust. It doesn't have like another one like lapis, for instance, and electrotine and redstone. We could put blocks up there, but then, you know, this has a dust and a block which you could put, and I just don't like the way it looks. So what we're going to do is we're going to tear this all out. I don't like it, so we're going to tear it all down. You guys might like it. I personally do not. So we're going to put it all away. Oh man, what the heck? Are we really seriously having problems with power? That's going to be super annoying. I don't really have time to deal with that right now. Or maybe it's just a weird visual glitch. Is there power problems over here? Let's take a look. No, it's full. It's just being dumb. Okay, no problem. But yes, I've been struggling with it, and maybe you guys have some ideas on how to make it better. I don't know. I'm really just going to tear it all down because I don't like how any of it looks. And why is that happening? That's weird. That bothers me a little bit. All right, let's do this. I have all these barrels and everything. I mean, we can make it work if we wanted to. I just really don't like the way it looks, so we're not going to do it. I built all these caches. Thankfully enough, I didn't go through and make all the upgrades because that would have been frustrating. So I think what we're going to do is, I think the better idea is to invest in creating a better setup ME system. If we need to, we can put more stuff in here, and I can just build more of these because I have plenty of drives. I haven't filled it all out completely yet, but yeah, this I had on. So what this is doing is creating silicon for us, this material stonework factory. It goes through and it makes silicon. Reason being is to make a lot of this stuff. Uses. Okay, apparently that doesn't work when you're not in that system. Uses. Okay, you fucker. It just keeps typing. That's dumb. All right, so it's made for making these printed logic circuits. And you really only have two things you need to make. You have calculation circuits, and you have printed logic circuits and printed engineering circuits, which is pretty cool. And I've made a couple of stacks of each one, but I figured, you know what? it might be a good idea for us to talk about how to make some of these storage cells, since that's what we're going to be getting into. So let's, nope, wrong system, store. Really? What is the deal? All right. Let's do it this way. Applied Energistics. This is easy. All right, so this is not too difficult to get into. So the first thing that you need is an ME drive. You can make a couple of these circuits by Certus quartz cutting knife. Not too hard to make. Just some Certus quartz, some sticks, and a piece of iron. You can make some of that silicone, which is made from Certus quartz by smelting Certus quartz. It's also made from the Material Stoneworks thing, which you saw, which is just power, or just taking a redstone or a redstone furnace and smelting this up. Perfect. And then you take that particular engineering circuit and then you run it through another smelting and you get yourself an engineering processor. Very good. And then after that, you can make yourself ME cables. Not quite what I wanted. All right, so you can make glass cables. They're pretty easy to make. Quartz fiber, which is made with some Certus quartz dust and some pink stained glass and some redstone. You can dye it different colors. I've dyed mine yellow because of the base. And then what you can do is make yourself a terminal. Now, the first thing you do is you make an interface terminal. You need an illuminated panel, which is not super hard to make. Then you can get a ME interface, also not too hard to make. Takes a couple formation cores and annihilation core, which requires some logic processors. And then you can put that with an engineering processor to get yourself an ME terminal. And then you can put that with another calculation processor and a crafting table to make yourself a crafting terminal, which is what you have here. And really the basics thing is there's one other block that you need. You need a energy acceptor. If you get yourself an energy acceptor, this will accept energy, so it's really not too hard to make, pretty easy. And you can plug your power into that. You can plug your ME drive into that, and then plug your glass cable on. Yeah, that's what we wanted. You can see what it looks like here. So pretty easy to make. Put that down and then place this on, and it'll change whatever color your cable is. Perfect. So what are these other things that I have in the back here? Well, you can make yourself a security terminal, because then what you could make is, we're going to talk about the security terminal. Security terminal is really not too hard to make. It does get a little bit crazy. So the chest is not too difficult to make. This is where it gets crazy, is when you need the 16K ME storage component. It requires 3 4Ks, and each 4K requires 3 1Ks, which will make some of these. You'll see what the process is like. And then you can make yourself a wireless terminal. Also not too difficult. Dense energy cell, annihilation cores, and some of this other stuff. Not too bad. But then what you do is you can take your wireless terminal, you can put it in here, and then it will link. And now you have wireless storage. Now, the item on top is a wireless access point. The more of these you put in there, the further it will go. So I can go pretty far away and still use my wireless terminal. Pretty cool, hey? So if I get way over here, I can still use it. There is a limit. It does draw more power the more of those things you have in there. I don't know exactly where the limit is, but before I only had 8 in here, and I can show you that there is a limit. Wrong thing. Okay, still there. Out of range, see? So it does have a limitation, but you can get yourself to be able to go pretty far from your base. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can run these ME cables along your base, and you can put wireless access points. So you could really have, if you have a really sprawling base, you could put those cables along anywhere, and you could improve and lengthen the signal of your wireless access point for being able to use your wireless terminal. Very cool. All right, so let's talk about how to make some of these drives. So the first thing that you want to make is we will talk about making the 1K storage. So get yourself some redstone, some Certus quartz, and a logic processor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Why am I making 9? Because we are going to make a 4K storage. 1, 2, oh, we only made, we don't have any quartz glass, really? There we go. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Now we can make a 16. Nope. Not a 64. Oh. Doesn't make 16 anymore? Oh, there it is. Sorry. There we go. 16. We've made a 16K ME storage. Now you can make it into 64s. The next step is making 3 of those and then putting it together. So we can certainly do that. For the sake of this video, we're not going to do all that because it is just, it's too much crafting to watch on video. All right, the next thing that you need is a ME storage housing. Not too hard, some iron, redstone, and this guy. There we go. All right, well, we've got 1, so why don't we go through and make another one? We don't have that, so and I think if we make 18, which I don't have 18. What? Oh. We're out of redstone? That's funny. All right, 18. Put that in there. Let's make need 2 more. Did I miscount that? No, 6. And then this guy. No, 16. This guy. There we go. We've got 3. We can put that in there and make a 64. There we go. Now what you do to put this together is you take the ME and this guy and you make yourself a 64K. And we now have 9. Perfect. Pretty easy to do. It's not super hard. The other cool thing that I found are these industrial craft safes. And these really aren't too hard. But I thought they were kind of neat. No. Personal safe. Chest, machine casing, which is refined iron, and an electronic circuit. So these are set. I thought they were just kind of cool. Other versions used to light up. These ones don't particularly light up, which is probably my texture pack, to be honest. But they're really neat. So I think the idea is going to be for putting a lot of our bee stuff in here, which I think will be kind of cool. So when we have serums or other bee things that we have. So right now this is really a whole stack, at least for most of them besides a few, of pure bees of that particular type. So, you know, I know that my bees are safe. If all that stuff burns down, we still have all of these bees that are safe. And I've even got some of the ones that were from the nether as well. I don't have full-on stuff for these yet, so like these gelid ones are tough to make more of because we need to get to the point where we can breed some of the bad traits out, because these have the ability to actually spawn Blizz, and that gets really messy, which is crazy. But we have plenty of Blizz powder, so I'm not too worried about it. I don't know what to do with all of this stuff. You know, maybe I'm just going to put it all in here. I think a lot of it's kind of moot right now. I'm not sure. I just don't like the way it looks. You know, it's great for starting out and having caches and things like that for the bigger, higher amounts of items is great. But I don't know that if I have them, I don't think I'm going to have them on display. I want them hidden. I don't think I want anything seen. So the idea is, for me, is I think what I want to do is this wall here, not back there, but against here, is going to be disk drives. And I think I'll have a row down here and a row above. And that should be more than enough that we need for our applied Energistics storage, which is kind of crazy. There's a ton of stuff. And these are kind of full. They'll take more items, but the types are pretty full. That's why I made more of these. And as you can see, we have a ton of items to be able to store. So I'm not too worried about it. And I've got liquids and things too that we still have to take care of as well. I haven't figured out whether or not we're going to start processing the bee combs, the oily combs yet, into oil. And even so, I don't know exactly where I'm going to put it yet. I might have to make some more tanks. I probably put it over here. Put an oil tank and then a gas tank. Gas tank, that's funny. Over here to produce. Reason being is we make plenty of power, but oil can be used in the distilling process, so uses. Oil itself in a thermal generator makes 15,000 EU for 1 bucket. Now, if we put that into distillable fluid and make gas, and we do uses on that, there's 40,000, so almost 3 times as much for a bucket of gas, which is kind of interesting. Now, I don't know exactly what it matters heating this stuff up and how that stuff works. There's also a byproduct here of heavy oil, which has some uses, which we could put into thermal generators, which then could make 10,000 EU. They also, looks like they use, they're used in combustion engines to make 2 MJ per tick for a total of 80,000 MJ, which is interesting. So we might be able to make MJ as well. I'm not too worried about making MJ or RF or any of that, because there are things in the pack like for the energy converters. So it really doesn't matter. The only one that will probably convert, well, I don't think we'll convert anything, is what we'll do is when we're getting EU, we might convert that to RF, but I'm not too worried about it. Reason being is there's there's one device that we want to start working towards, just is this guy, the interdimensional SU. It's pretty crazy. It's from Tech Reborn, but it requires a lot of things, and it requires 4 adjustable SUs, which I could make those now. Actually, no, I can't. I need an implosion compressor because we need to make iridium alloy plates out of iridium alloy and TNT. So, yeah. But this is the device that allows you to, and you have to build more than one, to link power from one area to another across the world. So, yeah, that's end game stuff, and we're not there yet. But something to work towards for sure, for sure. We do have these tanks here, so maybe we'll do oil in these ones. I don't believe I have any use for biomass that I pull up from these trees. and put them into here. I don't think there's any reason for us to have to store that. The ethanol is fine. We'll just kind of keep the byproduct of ethanol after putting it through a fractionating still. So I think it's kind of a non-issue when it comes to power generation, because eventually this stuff's all going to go away and we'll be on full solar, I think. And then if we need to, we can always convert it from EU to RF. I'm not a big fan of cables running around. I don't like that. So I want this to be cleaned up for sure. Also, I'd like to move this operation to another place and have it all completely automated. And then not have to worry about it. I could just request things from my AE system, because this does have the ability, we're not there yet, to hold fluids. But then all of these tanks that we just built are kind of useless. Those are processing units, storage cell, fluid. Yeah, here we go. Fluid storage cells. So we might be able to hold fluids as well. I don't know that I've ever actually gotten into that. And then there's this spatial storage. I don't know what that stuff's for. And then there's also, I think in some of the Thaumcraft stuff, you can keep and hold some of the essence as well. So that's all stuff I'd love to get into. But I don't know any of this like spatial stuff. Is it just more storage? I'm not sure. If you know, let me know down in the comments down below. But yeah. All right, friends. Well, we went through a lot of storage stuff today. So thanks for watching, everybody. And I'll catch you guys in the